Hey, welcome to a new video. In the life as we know it, we navigate through a reality that seems familiar and understandable. But have you ever seen something that made you wonder? The world we live in is a place of mystery, leaving us in awe and seeking answers to the many questions we have. Are you new to this channel? Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell. And before we start, also like the video. Thousands of strange things wash up on beaches around the world every year, but what washes up regularly off the coast of Sado Island in Japan is pretty creepy. Hundreds of empty boats from North Korea are said to be found on the Japanese coast every year. They would not be so empty, however. If some stories are to be believed, the locals call these stray boats ghost ships. It's also thought that North Korean fishermen who were looking for fish had gone too far out at sea. Other people believe that these fishermen may have encountered a legendary ocean monster, and spirits such as the Yangwang. The Yangwang would drag unsuspecting people off their boats and bring them to his underwater palace. If you don't believe these stories, then this event still remains quite mysterious. The Curse of Timur's Tomb is a legend surrounding the mausoleum of Timur, a Turco-Mongol conqueror who lived in the 14th century. The mausoleum is located in Samarkand, Uzbekistan, and is considered one of the most magnificent examples of Islamic architecture in the world. According to the legend, an inscription was found on the tomb that read, "Whosoever opens my tomb shall unleash an invader more terrible than I." Initially, many historians believed it to be a myth devised to deter grave robbers from attempting to steal from the mausoleum. This curse supposedly prevented anyone from opening the tomb for centuries, until it was eventually opened by Soviet archaeologists in 1941. Shortly after the tomb was opened, Germany launched a surprise attack on the Soviet Union, leading to World War II. Many people believe that this may have been the evil curse Timur had warned about. On August 2, 1947, a British South American Airways aircraft disappeared during a flight over the Andes in South America. The aircraft was en route from Buenos Aires, Argentina to Santiago, Chile. Despite the efforts of the Argentinian and Chilean governments, no trace of the aircraft or its 11 passengers or crew members were ever found. One of the most unusual aspects of the disappearance is a cryptic message received shortly before the aircraft vanished. The message, transmitted in Morse code, read STENDEC. The meaning of this message has never been fully explained, and has given the rise of numerous theories and speculations. Some have suggested that the code could have been a word or distress signal, while others believe it was a mistake or malfunction in the radio equipment. Another unusual aspect of the disappearance is the fact that no wreckage or debris from the aircraft has ever been found. What do you think that code meant? Let me know down in the comments. The image in question was taken in Arizona and went viral on Facebook, with some viewers speculating that it could be a sign of the apocalypse. It depicts a dark-winged creature with spines on its head, leading some to say it's an extraterrestrial being or a demon. When it comes to myths and folklore, there are many different creatures and traditions that have their own beliefs and predictions about the end of the world. Many cultures and traditions throughout history have believed in the end of the world, or a time of great unrest and destruction, often accompanied by ominous signs or symbols. In some cases, these signs may include the appearance of winged creatures or demonic figures. Some stories feature winged creatures or demons as omens of doom or destruction. Typically, it's said that these are symbolic or metaphorical in nature and should not be taken as literal predictions of the future. But how can we explain what was captured on camera in this case? Could it be a creature that has descended from above? A discovery in 2021 of a mysterious animal skeleton in eastern Turkey will send chills down your spine. According to reports, construction workers uncovered the nearly 3-foot or 1-meter long skeleton in the city of Engarni, located in Diyarbakir province. The skeleton is said to have large predatory teeth, leading to speculation about what kind of animal it could have been. At this time, there's no official identification of the animal, and experts are still studying the skeleton to determine its origin. However, there are several theories about what the animal could be. One possibility is that it's some kind of ancient carnivorous reptile, such as a dinosaur or pterosaur. Other possibilities include a type of prehistoric mammal, or even a previously unknown type of predator. The discovery has caused excitement among both paleontologists and the local community in Turkey. Excavations and further studies are still ongoing to establish the true identity of this mysterious animal. Such discoveries are not uncommon in Turkey, which has a rich history of paleontological finds, but this one is certainly marked as one of the strangest. Humpback whales are marine animals that are among the largest in the world. They grow to an average size between 13 and 16 meters, and you can find them in one of the largest oceans. However, in February 2019, news came out that a whale had been found in the Brazilian jungle, about 15 meters from the coast. According to the people who examined it, the animal was about 11 meters long. The big question, of course, was how it got there. This remains a mystery to this day. Although it's said that it may have been a powerful tornado that caused the whale to end up in the rainforest, others think that it was a giant wave. A humpback whale can weigh as much as 30,000 kilograms, so how it was found so far from the coast remains inexplicable. How do you think this happened? Could it have been a giant wave, or is there something mysterious going on here that can't be explained? On June 30th, 1908, there was a huge explosion in the northwestern part of Lake Baikal in Russia. People who lived nearby saw a bluish light or fireball shoot through the air, which created a loud bang and a huge shockwave. This caused about 80 million trees to be flattened over an area of 2,100 square kilometers. The explosion is generally described as a meteoroid. However, the strange thing about this is that an impact crater was never found. Fortunately, it also took place in a remote area, and it could have been catastrophic if it happened in the middle of a city. Over the years, several theories about what it could have been have come out. From an alien spaceship to a microscopic black hole. Another theory suggests that it was a comet composed of an ice-like substance that popped apart just before it reached the Earth, but definitive evidence for this has never been found. What the locals of Monty saw in the sky on May 17, 2006 was inexplicable. According to many people, a witch could be seen flying on a broom above the mountains in the town of Nuevo Leon in Mexico. Because this sighting was so bizarre, most news channels in Mexico had broadcasted it on television. Other people who don't believe in witches say it might have been a UFO. But according to a UFO expert who analyzed the video footage, it would be more likely to be a witch than a UFO. A Mexican officer who claims to have seen the same thing says he was even attacked by a witch once. Now, it's common knowledge that the stories about witches are based on real people, but whether they can actually fly on their brooms has never been proven. What do you think they captured on camera here? Let me know in the comments. According to the video, on December 18, 2009, extraterrestrial beings paid a visit to Russia. What makes the video credible is that it was published by recognized sources like CNN. The video shows a UFO in the shape of a large pyramid-like aircraft hovering in the sky above Kremlin. The object was reportedly seen hovering in the air for several minutes before disappearing without a trace. Many people in Russia and around the world were fascinated by the video and offered various theories about what the object could have been. Some believed it was indeed an alien spacecraft, while others suggested it could be a secret military technology. With the recent news reports about UFOs and the long history of sightings, this video, in our opinion, is one of the most credible pieces of evidence for extraterrestrial life. Frederick Valen was an Australian pilot who disappeared on October 21, 1978, during a flight over the Bass Strait in Southeast Australia. Frederick was flying a light aircraft from Moorabbin Airport in Melbourne to King Island in Tasmania, where he reported seeing an unidentified flying object hovering above his plane. According to his radio transmission, the object was metallic and had a green light. He reported that the object was following him and that he was experiencing engine trouble. Frederick's last transmission consisted of a series of metallic scraping sounds, followed by silence. Some experts have suggested that he may have become disoriented or lost in bad weather and crashed into the ocean. Others believe he might have encountered a UFO or some other unexplained phenomenon, causing him to lose control of the aircraft. Some have even suggested that Frederick may have staged his own disappearance to escape personal issues. The 14 caves on the outskirts of St. Petersburg, Russia, have a long and legendary history filled with mystery. The Sablino Caves, as they are called, are of artificial origin and were formed through the mining of silica sand. It's estimated that the caves stretch for 43.5 miles, or 70 kilometers, although some suggest that they may be even longer than believed. Over the years, these caves have been used for various purposes, from hiding places for Soviet dissidents and local gangs to excavations for underground treasures. Despite the popularity of caves among adventurous types, rumors have circulated for years about the people who entered these caves that were never seen again. These rumors have undoubtedly contributed to the allure of mystery and danger, attracting thrill-seekers from all around the world. These caves are referred to as the Bermuda Triangle of Russia. Every year, some passages vanish, while new ones are occasionally discovered, creating a sense of uncertainty and unpredictability. This has led many people to approach the caves with caution, knowing that one wrong turn can lead to a disaster. What makes this tree so extraordinary is its exceptional ability to survive in extreme environments. The Salt Island tree, also known as the Sodom apple tree, is an iconic landmark located on the Israeli side of the Dead Sea. It stands on a small island entirely composed of salt deposits, surrounded by the famous salty and lifeless water of the Dead Sea. The salt concentration in the Dead Sea is so high that it's about 10 times saltier than regular seawater. But you may be wondering, how can anything grow there? The mysterious Salt Island tree is believed to be one of the oldest known trees in the world, with some estimates suggesting that it could be as old as 2,000 years. Despite growing in an environment hostile to most life forms, the tree has managed to adapt to its unique ecosystem. The tree produces a rare and highly sought-after fruit, known as the Sodom apple, which is used for its medicinal properties and believed to have various health benefits. This video was filmed somewhere in Shanghai, China, next to the Pearl Tower, and uploaded by a user named Bruce Lee. There's not much info available, but as we can see, it seems to be stormy weather, and if you look closely, you can also see a black figure floating in the air next to the building. This isn't the strangest thing yet, because the floating figure is even hit by lightning several times. Some people also compared the figure to Raiden, a fictional character from the Mortal Kombat series. It seems that the figure is charged by lightning in order to get more energy. Could this be a person with superpowers, or would this be the work of video editing again? Unfortunately, I couldn't find out where the clip came from, and all I could find is that it's from Shanghai, China. So we'll probably never know if this video was real or not. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. The 1975 story of the Pollock sisters is something that is still unexplained. In May of the same year, 6-year-old Johanna and 11-year-old Jacqueline went with their parents to church in Hexham, England. On the way there, they were hit by a car and lost their lives. Although this was devastating for the parents, the mother gave birth to twins named Jennifer and Gillian fairly soon after. The parents made a strange discovery, as Jennifer had the exact same birthmark as her deceased sister, Jacqueline. But things got even stranger, because as Jennifer got older, she started asking for certain toys, including dolls that she gave the exact same names as her deceased sister. She also ate the same foods and recognized some locations she had never seen before. So many people believe that this story is one of the most convincing proofs of reincarnation, which basically means that a living being who once lived is born again. A group of motorcyclists from the YouTube channel Fredography were riding through the forests of Banda Aceh in Sumatra, Indonesia in 2017, when at one point they came across a small mysterious figure. All stood still for a moment, and then decided to go after the figure. The figure seemed to have a stick in his hands and ran back into the bushes as fast as he could. The group tried to look for him, but because he was so small, they couldn't find him again. Some people in the comments believe that the small figure was a member of the Monty tribe, a group of indigenous pygmies who are said to live there. There's one problem with this claim, however. Because the Monty tribe is said to be only a legend because no scientific evidence has ever been found. The Aceh government later went in search of the figure, but couldn't find any trace of it. What did these bikers come across here? What do you think? The ghost island of Barmeja is a mysterious island that reportedly existed in the Gulf of Mexico, off the coast of the Yucatan Peninsula. The island first appeared on maps in the 16th century and was said to be approximately 50 square miles, or 80 square kilometers in size. It was supposedly seen by sailors and fishermen in the area for centuries, and even investigated by the Mexican government in the 19th century. However, by the beginning of the 20th century, the island seemed to have vanished without a trace. Several searches have been conducted over the years, but no evidence on the island has ever been found. Since then, many theories have been put forward about what might have happened to the island. Some believe it sank due to volcanic eruption, that it was destroyed by a hurricane or other natural disaster, or that it was intentionally destroyed by the Mexican government for political reasons. However, others believe that the island never actually existed and that it was a ghost island, simply a figment of imagination of sailors and cartographers. On March 16, 1962, Flying Tiger Line Flight 739 disappeared during a flight over the Western Pacific Ocean. It was a military flight transporting American soldiers and their families from California to Vietnam with a stopover in Guam. The flight made a scheduled stopover in Guam and was supposed to continue to the Philippines, but the aircraft never arrived at its destination. Extensive searches were conducted with airplanes, ships, and even submarines, but not a single piece of wreckage was found. Theories about its disappearance range from hijacking, sabotage, to even possible UFO activities. The last communication from Flight 739 was a routine radio transmission to air traffic control shortly after takeoff from Guam. The transmission made by the flight engineer confirmed that the aircraft was climbing to its cruising altitude and that everything was normal on board. What do you think might have happened? The Enfield Monster is said to be a mythical creature that multiple people reported seeing around the town of Enfield, Illinois in April 1973. According to eyewitness reports, the creature was described as being approximately 4 to 5 feet or 1.2 to 1.5 meters tall, with a broad, muscular build and hair covering its body. Its appearance has been compared to that of a baboon or a similar primate, with long, powerful arms and legs and a wide, flat face. One of the most notable features of the Enfield Monster was reportedly its incredible leaping ability. Witnesses reported seeing the creature leaping and bounding through the woods and fields. Some even claimed it could jump distances of up to 20 feet, or 6 meters, or even more. While sightings of the Enfield Monster were never definitely explained, there have been various theories about what the creature could have been. Regardless of its origin, the Enfield Monster has become part of the local folklore in the Enfield area. This next video shows a man being attacked from behind, but being saved by the appearance of an entity that seems to emerge within himself. However, the entity doesn't necessarily have to be an angelic savior. Instead, it's speculated that it could be a demon that has possessed the victim. The idea of spirits or supernatural forces is a common theme in many cultures and religions around the world. In many belief systems, these entities are believed to have power to influence human behavior, or somehow exert influence over the natural world. They can also be associated with specific geographical locations or objects. In some cultures, it's believed that powerful spirits or entities can possess people or grant wishes to those who summon them. What do you think exactly happens in this video, and can it be explained? Let me know in those comments. The following mysterious video was recorded by a security camera in a store that sells flip-flops. The video was uploaded by an employee who was one day watching the camera footage and came across something disturbing. We see a man walking past a mirror, and if you look closely, the man doesn't seem to have a reflection. Nobody in the store seems to notice anything, but the people in the comments said the man looked pale, suggesting that it might be a vampire. Vampires are considered as mythical creatures, although there are several stories being told about these blood-drinking creatures that they really exist. I don't know if the person in this video is a vampire, but it's still strange how we don't see any reflection in the mirror. Of course, it could be an optical illusion, or maybe the video had been edited. Vampires, however, are known to have no reflection because they are transparent and the light shines right through them. The Battle of Los Angeles is considered one of the strangest events in American history. On December 7, 1941, the U.S. naval base Pearl Harbor was attacked by Japan. This caused the United States to become involved in World War II. On February 23, 1942, a Japanese submarine surfaced off the coast of Santa Barbara, California, and fired over 17 shells. One day later, on the night of February 24th to 25th, something was seen in the sky over Los Angeles that is still unexplained. The power of the entire city had gone out, and America began shooting at the objects and the lights in the sky that they had saw. However, there was no firing back, and no debris had been recovered. The next day, an official statement was released that it was a false alarm. However, hundreds of eyewitnesses believed that they had saw UFOs that night, and that aliens may have come to visit Earth to see what was going on. In this video, the YouTube channel called TechRax traveled to the middle of the Nevada desert. They decided to go to a place with a geothermal phenomenon known as the Devil's Cauldron. Steam rises from the dome of the cavern, sometimes reaching over 80 degrees Celsius. The team attached an iPhone 11 Pro to a drone and submerged it in the hot water. At first, the underwater footage seems like nothing out of the ordinary, but when they lower the phone even deeper into the water, they hear something disturbing. Just listen. As you could hear, it seemed like a lot of people were screaming underwater. Others believe this might be the devil himself. Pretty spooky. This place isn't called the Devil's Cauldron for nothing. The Sumerians were an ancient civilization that existed in Mesopotamia, in what is now modern-day Iraq. They're considered one of the oldest civilizations in the world, and their culture thrived for thousands of years. This civilization was known for their advancements in trade, agriculture, architecture, and they developed a complex system of writing. The Anunnaki were a group of gods mentioned in ancient Sumerian mythology and texts. Here's where the mystery begins. According to the Sumerian story, they received all their knowledge from the Anunnaki gods. The theory suggests that the Sumerians acquired their advanced knowledge and tech by communicating with these divine beings. They communicated either through direct interaction or through dreams and visions. Advocates of this theory point to various artifacts and texts from ancient Sumerian culture as evidence that they obtained their advanced knowledge from the Anunnaki gods. They argue that such knowledge could not have been acquired by the Sumerians themselves and must have been transferred to them by a more advanced civilization. Eastern Airlines Flight 980 was flying from Asunción, Paraguay to Miami, Florida, with a stopover in La Paz, Bolivia. On January 1, 1985, the aircraft crashed into Mount Illimani, a peak in the Andes at an altitude of about 21,000 feet, or 6,400 meters. The plane was located in a remote and rugged area of the mountain, making it difficult for search and rescue teams to reach the site and uncover the remains. But here's the strange part that bothers people. The black box recorder was never found, and the exact cause of what happened remains a mystery. The last communication from Eastern Airlines Flight 980 was a radio message from the cockpit to air control in La Paz. The transmission was in Spanish and indicated that the plane was descending and that they had an altitude problem. This transmission was followed by a period of silence, and then the sound of the plane's impact against the mountain. The story of Boris Kipriyanovich, a young Russian boy who claims to have lived a past life on Mars, has garnered worldwide attention. According to reports, Boriska began talking about his past life on Mars at a very young age, and continued to share the story as he grew older. He claims to have lived on Mars as a pilot and had numerous experiences on the Red Planet, including encounters with extraterrestrial beings and advanced technology. He also spoke about an ancient civilization that existed there long ago. Additionally, he claimed that this civilization had advanced knowledge of the universe and was able to use consciousness to access other dimensions. Boriska stated that he traveled to Earth to continue his soul journey and somehow assist humanity. While Boriska's claims may seem unlikely to some, there are people who believe that this story may contain some truth. Supporters point to the remarkable detail and consistency in the boy's statements, as well as his seemingly deep knowledge. Nostradamus, the famous French astrologer, is primarily known for his book, Les Prophéties, which allegedly predicted a multitude of future events. Published in 1555, the book contained 942 quatrains that were written in a cryptic and obscure manner, making the interpretation of their possible meanings a significant challenge. Nevertheless, there are many claims that Nostradamus successfully predicted various significant events that have occurred in history. For example, the execution of Charles I, the Great Fire of London, the French Revolution, the rise and fall of Napoleon and Hitler, the assassination of JFK, 9/11, the abdication of King Charles III, and the ongoing war in Ukraine. While there's much debate about the credibility of Nostradamus and his predictions, some have proven accurate enough to support his reputation as a seer. Let's hope the world doesn't end as he expected. The following video is from the news channel Sky News, and when this clip was uploaded to YouTube, viewers quickly noticed something wasn't right. The British Chancellor walks out of the building with a red folder under his arm. However, when the camera follows him, something inexplicable happens. The man walks past a car, and the folder suddenly changes from a red to green color. Many people call this a glitch in the Matrix. A glitch in the Matrix is an event that could only happen if we find ourselves in a simulation. This strange event in which the folder changes color would not have a logical explanation. Some people think that the video was deliberately edited by the news channel itself, but why they did this is unclear. It could also be an optical camera deception. In any case, the event remains very mysterious. How do you think the folder changed color? The following story comes from the 12th century and is about two children with green skin who were reportedly found in the village of Woolpit in England. They looked human but spoke an unknown language and wore clothes made of strange kinds of material. Furthermore, they would eat nothing but raw broad beans. However, the little boy became ill and died soon after, but the girl learned to speak English, and after a while, her green skin color disappeared. She said she came from a place called St. Martin's Land, where she lived underground with other green people. The girl and her little brother reportedly got lost and ended up at a dark cave that eventually led them to sunlight. The story of the green children remains a great mystery to this day. Some think it's a folktale, while others say the children were possibly of alien origin, or from another civilization that lived underground. The story of the man from Torrid is very mysterious and has since sparked much debate and speculation. According to the tale, in the early 1950s, a man arrived at Haneda Airport in Tokyo, claiming to be from a country called Torrid, located between France and Spain. He presented a passport issued by Torrid and other identification documents, but when the officials tried to verify his info, they found no evidence of Torrid's existence. The man was detained while officials tried to clarify the situation, but he eventually disappeared from his hotel room, leaving all of his belongings behind. The story of the man from Torrid has since become a popular legend, often cited as an example of interdimensional travel or parallel universes. Angola 727 refers to the mysterious disappearance of a Boeing 727 aircraft during a flight from the Angola to Ivory Coast on May 25, 2003. The plane was reportedly carrying a load of diamonds. The story goes that the plane vanished from the radar while flying over Angola, and the investigation into the incident was hindered by the fact that the aircraft belonged to a private company. The lack of info about the cargo and passengers on board made it difficult to determine what exactly happened to the plane. One of the most prominent theories about the disappearance of Angola 727 is that the aircraft was involved in illegal activities, possibly related to the smuggling of diamonds or other valuable goods. The lack of info about the cargo and passengers on board fueled many speculations that the plane may have been diverted by criminal organizations. Another theory is that the plane may have been intercepted by military forces. Angola has a history of civil conflicts and political instability, and there's been past reports of military aircrafts intercepting civilian planes. There isn't much information available about this video, but a person was exploring a forest deep in the night when they spotted a goblin-like creature in the distance. These creatures are typically found in folklore, legends, and mythology, rather than scientific observation or analysis. Apparently in Pitcher, Oklahoma, goblins are often seen as malevolent beings. In European folklore, they are often depicted as small, mischievous creatures that live in dark places and have a willingness to steal or cause trouble for humans. In some cases, they are said to be associated with mines or treasure hoards. In some stories, goblins are considered helpful house spirits, similar to house elves. Some legends even attribute magical powers to goblins, such as the ability to shapeshift or control the natural world. What do you think this person captured on camera? And what do you think happened after the goblin noticed them? A place you definitely wouldn't want to be is the house in Balmes, Spain in 1971. During this period, numerous people witnessed the appearance of faces that seemed to appear then disappear, only to reappear on the floor of the house. The story began with Maria Gomez Camara, the former owner of the house, who noticed faces on the floor. After this incident, many people visited the house to witness the phenomenon themselves. The faces had different expressions, and some even appeared to be crying. The strange occurrence garnered a lot of attention and even became a tourist attraction. Many residents of Balmes doubted the story and decided to visit the house, only to be terrified. Some paranormal investigators consider the phenomenon inexplicable, while others suggested that the former owner had a way to project images onto surfaces. However, this story dates back to 1971, when such technology was unlikely to exist, making it a rather chilling event. For centuries, stories about whether teleportation is possible or not are being told. Some scientists claim that teleportation is possible, but only in the world of quantum mechanics. Whether it really exists is not scientifically proven, but if we're to believe the following images from Russia, a cyclist appears out of nowhere. A man was talking to someone who played the accordion while his friend was filming them. Suddenly, a cyclist teleports behind the man and then rides away. The strange thing about this clip is that the cameraman asked where the man on the bike was coming from. Since then, there's been a lot of discussions on the internet about how this could happen. Some people believe the man on the bike is a time traveler, while others think it was a camera trick. In any case, it's very mysterious. What do you think? Let me know in the comments. The creation of the internet has brought about many great changes, and it's been able to connect people all over the world. However, it also brought with it a lot of mysteries. On January 4th, 2012, an internet puzzle was posted on the forum 4chan called Cicada 3301. The post included a picture with a cryptic text that they were looking for intelligent individuals who could solve this puzzle. The puzzle led them to various locations all over the Earth, and even the dark web, where they also found clues to be solved. Since then, a new clue came out every year. Besides the fact that no one's ever solved the puzzle, it's still a big mystery who the people behind Cicada 3301 were. Theories vary from the CIA, NSA, M16, or maybe intelligent hackers who were looking for new people for their team, and had extreme knowledge in cryptography and steganography. In the following video, there's an interview going on between an athlete and a reporter, and while he's busy answering questions, something strange happens in the background. As you can see, there's a number of people in the video, but look carefully at the woman in the blue jeans. She disappears from the screen in an inexplicable way. Could the TV station just have recorded a magic trick, or something else going on here? Some people believe that the woman could be a time traveler, while others say that she's just walking behind the woman with the trolley. If this is the case, then this would have been some incredible timing. What do you think happened here? Let me know in the comments. You ever experienced something that made you doubt reality? Let me know in the comments. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos we've made, click one on the screen or take a look at the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.